Okay, welcome everyone to the most powerful Women in Network Marketing recap. And I'm really happy you were able to join us today. We had over 100 people, 100 entrepreneurials attend this event. And we have 282 committed for next year, which is fantastic. I believe that the most powerful women event is the premier business event. Of course, we promote 3 other business events. Events are important for the growth of your team, as you all know. But the reason I call the most powerful women event a premier event is it focuses on skills and it builds that broader vision, as well as empowerment to women to equip themselves to build a successful network marketing business. As you know, on our entrepreneurial team, we have the motto, events grow your team leaders, and product campaigns grow your business. And we've gone through the details of that, but just kind of keep that in the back of your head as you're growing your business, because events serve our businesses. I know for me, events have been important every step of the way, and I think many of you have heard me say that in this starting. I had a hometown reality, and I could not get myself to see beyond that hometown reality. But if going to events and hanging out with people who had that bigger vision was important as a starting point to me. And then at gold level, I remember plateauing again, because I think we could see the reality up to that part. I could see the reality because that was matching my income. And so again, events played a role in broadening that vision, but also began equipping me as a leader to go beyond that level. And then at the top level, again, you feel like you've made it. And then another event, the GoPro event, gave me the vision that there's such a thing as $1 million earners. So this business can take you to any level that you choose. But I want you to remember this lesson, whether you build a small business or a large business, that's up to you. But one thing I want you to realize is there's a very important strategy called the ladder of escalation. And the ladder of escalation gives social proof, and it validates this business that we're in. What I mean by the ladder of escalation is similar to what I just explained, is in the beginning of our journey, we might attend local events. We might get some product events, be introduced to the business on a local level. Then we might go to a regional event where we see other people and it's bigger than our hometown, and we begin to grow a little bit from that experience at the regional level. Then we may go to something like convention, and that's a large event where we see, oh my goodness, it's a whole movement of people. And what we've done now is given ourselves the ladder of escalation in understanding what we are a part of. Now, what happens though is sometimes we get so excited and we jump into the big event and we didn't take the steps of building that social proof. So we want to make sure that our new members get introduced on a one-on-one level or a local event level for the most part. Of course, there's exceptions, but for the most part, because then they get to experience that ladder of escalation as they go along. So I hope that makes sense to you. But remember that concept, and you'll read a little bit more about that. Also, I want you to remember and ask yourself, why are events considered one of the silver bullets to get yourself to the diamond level? Well, one of the things that we know, going back to this strategy of the ladder of escalation, is when we come to events, events is where inner belief grows. Events are where your vision is expanded beyond your hometown reality. Events are also where you let go of limiting beliefs. It's also a place to let go of where you thought your life should be and open your eyes to where it's trying to work, a new life is trying to work its way into your consciousness. Because sometimes we resist and we want to make sure that we surrender that control. And then also, and that's why I always say use your surrender oil as we grow in this leadership arena. We want to use surrender, but then we want to use acceptance oil. And because we have to accept a new way of thinking, we have to accept that a new type of life is trying to come into our consciousness, a life of abundance and prosperity in order to live our dreams and our life the way we want to live that, and we are able to bless others along the way. Events, of course, are so important to creating that vision. Remember, we have a vision we want to set forth for our life. And Young Living is the vehicle that is purposeful, and it gives fulfillment to get the prosperity, to build the life that we choose for ourselves. So that's why I love creating those vision classes, so that we really have an idea where we want our life to go. Not that it can't change, but we want to make sure that our vision leads us, because that way, if life happens and challenges happen and adversity happens and sadness happens and things happen, our vision will still drive us. And Young Living is that vehicle to bring our vision to life. Events are also where dabblers change into intentional business owners. As we know, if you are a dabbler, people will leave you. People don't want to follow a dabbler. They want to follow people who know where they're going. They might not know how to get there, but they're going somewhere and they're determined to go. And that's who people want to hang out with. That's who people want to grow with. And as a team, it doesn't matter if you are still growing. You can say, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going. And I'm going to team up with these people around me, and we're going to go somewhere together. And that deep inner belief, that's what takes you there. And we could go on and on with the list of why get your team to events. But today we want to talk specifically about this premier event, The Most Powerful Women. And I want to hear from other leaders what you took away from this event to help our other team leaders to experience those skills and debrief on this, because I think we can learn from each other. So I'm not sure who a brave soul is, but I would like to have this an open conversation. And Leslie, I would love if you could start us off on a couple key things you took away from this event.
Okay, thanks, Connie. What I wanted to say is Most Powerful Women was my second event last year, and I went again this year. And I agree with you. This is a premier event. And the benefit with my team is a lot of it is in Nevada. So this is an event that we should always be going to. And what I love about it most, it gives you so many strategies, but it also gives you that sisterhood of empowering women. And I don't think we always get that in our workplace. And with network marketing, if you know the numbers and the percentage of network marketing, it's about 75 to 79% women. So you're going to spend a lot of time with women. So if you can create that sisterhood and that empowerment, your team is going to just grow better. And I think that's what this event really just puts forward over and over. And if you look at each speaker, the other thing that I love about this event is that it always talks, and then going through, I put tabs on all my book today, you know, in the last couple of days taking notes, is that it shows you mindset, skills, and strategy. Those are the things that you need. And the first thing that all these speakers said, mindset. Change your mindset and you're going to see a difference in your life. The other thing that I really found interesting, 55% when you're speaking to people, body language is huge. So if you might be speaking all the right words, but that's only 7% of how you connect with people. 55% of it is body language. So you always got to be aware where your arms are, how your face looks, how your posture is. And the other one, the 38% is, let me see if I could read it. Tenacity. So 38, you know, it's the body language, tenacity, and your words that you're using. That's just a little tiny part of it. I found that very, very interesting. And become a master asker. I love that saying, because if you're always asking people what they're interested in and what about them, then they're going to think, oh, this person's really, which we are genuinely interested. But I just find that there was just so many different things that you could share. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I just feel this is such an incredible event to start a movement. It makes it easy. And the thing that I love about taking your team members to events, all your job is to get them there. Once you get them to the event, the work is done, because all the speakers do all the work for you and they leave fired up. And you're kind of like, wow, I didn't really even have to do much except show up with them. That's the event.
Love it, Leslie. Thank you. You spoke those words as a diamond leader. Well done. Well done. Thank you. Melissa, Hiren, I see you. Could you comment a little, please?
Hey, everybody. Can you hear me?
Hi, Melissa.
Hi, guys. Oh, all my friends are here.
Hi, Melissa.
I'm looking at all your faces, and I'm just so thrilled to see everybody. And that's part of what I was going to talk about. Energy. When I think about this Most Powerful Women event, the first word that comes to my mind is energy, because when you walk into that room and you hear that music and everyone is so excited and thrilled to be there. I mean, right now I'm sitting here and I've got chill bumps just thinking, just reliving that, because the energy moves right through your soul. It really does. It's incredible. You know, something that stands out in my mind is that we are the average of the 5 people that we spend the most time with.
Yes.
And so coming to an event like that makes you find and seek out those people who are like-minded, who are driven. If they're there, it's because they see the same vision as you. And so when you bring your team to an event like that, it helps them catch that same feeling deep down in their soul. I can sit here and I can see 3 or 4 people that I never knew until I went to Most Powerful Women. And now I can't imagine them not being in my life. And so that social sisterhood is huge too. And one more thing I wanted to talk about is that on the top of my notes, on the top of every page, I have written the words, imagine better. Because when you start taking yourself out of your hometown reality, like Connie says, and you put yourself in a position where you can see more for yourself than what you've been accustomed to your whole life, and you can really imagine better, it just starts, the groundwork starts being laid out for you. So, you know, coming to an event like that is also stepping out of your comfort zone, because nothing that we want is inside of our comfort zone.
Right.
So that's about all I have.
Wow.
Right now.
Those are words of power. Thank you.
You're
You are
welcome.
running towards diamond fast, and I know why. Those are words of energy and spirit. The word that came to my mind is embolden. When you're talking about that, is by getting people to events, it emboldens them with courage and confidence, of course. And notice that both of these leaders, I love Leslie said, your job is done for you. You just got to get them there. And then Melissa just said, the groundwork is laid out for you. I love that crossover. And this is why events are so powerful. So Amy Lapp, I see you there. Could you come on? Is Catherine with you? Oh, okay. I just saw that pop in and back and forth. So Amy, could you come on and say a couple words?
Hi, everyone. My name's Amy Lapp, and happy to be here. I'm just about to do a business event, so I got here early so I could make sure that I was here to speak on this call. So I was hustling, to say the least. And I happened just to open up my notes, and Connie, you know that we were told at the event, you know, to pick the one thing after each presentation. And so I opened up the notes, and I'd highlighted, no one is coming to save you. Okay. No one is coming to save you. So it's up to you. And that's what, and the past week, of course, has been full of lots of emotions. And I feel like I'm just have to be even more and more responsible to just show people that there is, like as Eric Roy says, a better way. This event was the first one I had attended for the most powerful women in network marketing, and it changed everything for our team. We've come back, and what we end up doing is showing certain sections of the event, because obviously it's a 3-day event, so you can't, you know, we just narrow it down to like 3 different sections, and we've used some of the tools that they recommended. And our team, that so far when we've done this with each of our smaller, you know, groups, they're like, this is it. This is like the missing link. And we are like, okay, now next year you're getting there live. And because there is nothing better than a live event. There just is nothing that compares. And, you know, you can watch it live stream and you think, oh, it's fine. But when you get your people to come there, and, my silver leader, Tara, you know, she just had amazing breakthroughs. And she, at one point she's like, I'm afraid I'm going to go back home and I'm going to sink back into my regular habits, and it's not going to stick. And she's so happy because we talk regularly, and she's like, it's still sticking. It's still here. You know, I'm still excited about it. And so, so that for me is just like, you know, and it's true. This event, there's something powerful about it that, just you know, like not like anything else. And so I can't, you know, say enough to get there. But so my biggest takeaway was that these millionaires, and Connie, you can attest to this, that, you know, they are just like us. They have the same fears, they have the same doubts, they have the same, you know, negativity coming at them, probably magnified, you know, a million, no pun intended, but a million times, and they're still going for it, you know. So you just have to keep going no matter what. And you just have to, you know, apply what you learn and move forward, and not let those little things, those little voices that say you can't because you know you can, you know, stop you. So I hope that's helpful to somebody out there.
Oh, well said, Amy. Yes. Oh my gosh, that was inspirational. And again, you're seeing the connection here. Amy said nothing better than a live event. And it goes back to what Melissa said, the energy that happens there. Leslie said the sisterhood that bonds. There's something different by being there together. And then the other key thing, Amy, I love that you gave the example of one of your silver leaders, that we come back and we can keep each other accountable for implementation and keep each other encouraged. And that's so beautiful. The other thing I love, Amy, you said, no one's coming to save you. I wrote that in my notes. So cool, because we are the leader of our group. You can't wait for your upline. You are the leader.
Yes.
And I love that. No one's coming to save you. You are responsible And so well said, Amy. And that's why you're such a powerful leader on this entrepreneurial team. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks, Connie. Thanks for having me on today. It's great to be here.
Yeah, and thank you you're off and working another event. So thank you for being here. Your dedication is admirable for sure.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Lindy, I see you on here. Now, here's the interesting thing about Lindy. You were an avid product user, healer, and you shared some intimate things. You don't have to share it all, but we were going to have a conversation. But I think it's a really cool thing to bring up here. Do you want to share your experience?
Sure. I don't know how to do this. It's my first Zoom call. Am I doing it right?
You are doing it perfectly.
Okay. So hi, everybody. First, Connie's right. I've had some experience at home that led me to dig for health. 2 children that needed better health, myself. And I'm not new to events because I'm a retired hairdresser. So we spent a lot of time at live events. And our boss was so state of the art. He was a great leader like Connie is. And he made us go to Zig Ziglar years ago, like almost 40 years ago. And it is what everybody else says. The energy is, there's something about when they come to our house, no matter what we teach them, you're just the friend that knows some stuff. But if there's somebody I particularly work with mainstream folks, they're not really as holistic as a lot of other people that are in Young Living. And so you're often like, she's just that crazy kooky friend that, does the woo-woo stuff. She gives colonics and la, la, la. But when you get them to an event, I brought 2 girls to North Carolina and Ed spoke. So when you get them to a more professional event, whether it's a smaller YL one or the big GoPro one, they feel a different vibe and they come back much different. The biggest takeaway I got from this GoPro event was success leaves clues. And for me, because I wasn't new to events, I was looking for this big, what am I doing next? Am I a business builder or am I going to do my healing arts, which gives me so much passion? And I want to be able to marry both of them. So I'm using the healing arts piece more or less like a one-on-one class, because I'm noticing that when I do vibrational raindrop with the gemstones, the oils, and we're not just using the conventional oils that Gary has in the original raindrop. There's different protocols for brain, for hormones, for every body system. So they're getting all kinds of different oils. It's profound what they're getting from that. When you get them on their bodies and send them home, it's another way to teach. So open your raindrop kits and get the oils on people's bodies that aren't really sure about it. So I'm still doing success leaves clues. So today I've made 35 ER, Connie calls them campaigns. So I'm starting a week 1 campaign because I'm getting 35 more people on ER. Yay! Because success leaves clues, right? And what everybody else said, I agree with. It's just to be with people that don't look at you like you've got the 3rd eyeball in the middle of your forehead. There is a sisterhood, there is a bond, and it's great to be with that collective mindset. So do you have a specific question? I'm not sure what you were getting at.
That was beautiful. The key thing that I think what I loved about that, Lindy, is you were struggling. How do I put this together? I've got this love and passion, and I've got this love and passion. And it kind of goes back to what I said in the beginning. we have our life, our dreams. This is how we want our life to be on this hand. Young Living is the vehicle to bring us there. And so this is the business that's going to bring us here. But what I loved is you're a product expert. You understand the beauty of the oils that are part of this vehicle. And of course, most of us on here, the oils are part of this whole life. And
Right.
I was just making the point that no matter what we do, sometimes we can blend. We don't always have to think of them as separate. So you made a good point there, is how you had this struggle and now you're bringing it together. And we each down our journey a different way, and yours was very different, and I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I got to go to my son's birthday party now.
Okay.
Thanks.
Right. Yep.
Bye, everybody.
Mary Clendenin, I'm going to let you come on here because I know you're running to another event too. You're a fantastic leader. I love how dedicated you are. You're here, even though you're running another event. So thank you. Could you give us your key points? Because I love your input into leadership.
Thank you for having me. And at this event, can you hear me? I'm
Yeah.
at a Young Living event. So I think, you know, what everyone has said is just, I so agree with. And I think one of the first things was just seeing so many people on our entrepreneurs team I'd never met. And just the community and how it sets a fire in us. Because I had, you know, this is a business, and you told me that. I told you I'd had some discouragement, and you said it's a roller coaster. It is. And hearing from other leaders the adversities that they overcame and how they were able to work this in, no matter what was going on in their lives, they were able to work this. And it gave, I think it just set such a fire in us and in me particularly, and I was able to take it back to my team. Like, we can do this. It's hard. Everybody would be doing it if it was easy. But it gave a lot of encouragement. Then there were so many practical tips that we could take back to our teams right away. It wasn't this some magical formula that, you know, we had to keep buying this and plugging into all these other things. Practical tips that we could take home and give snippets to our team and encourage them and set them on fire to join us next year. Because, am I still there? I got a call, sorry. So, you know, and just learning from others and the excitement that you feel when you're in a room with so many people, because like you say, events are so huge, and just the belief that we can do this. We can do this. Other people have done this. We can do this if we grow our skills, get to events, push through, be consistent, and work through the adversity. And like, that was my favorite phrase too, success leaves clues. And just keep following. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just have to be consistent and push through and share and let our passion shine through.
Love that. Thank you, Mary. And thank you for those wise tips. That is why I know you are one of those diamond stars rising as well. And that was well spoken. I love that you pointed out, I didn't think about pointing this out, but did you notice at this event, you didn't have to buy anything. There wasn't any big buying thing. It was like, okay, we're giving you this practical knowledge. We're giving you these skills. Just come. You know, of course they're advertising their next event, but that's obvious. We all do that. But I love that you didn't have to buy the $1,400, $9.90, you know, that kind of thing. It was just, here it all is. And then afterwards, if you chose to do something, buy an event or get something, a tool, that's up to you. But it wasn't that. I love that. Mary, you also said community, the sense of community. Hold on, I'm just going to mute everyone here. Okay, can you still hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Good, okay. Mary said the sense of community was strong there, and I think you saw that a common thread through everyone who's commented here today is that we meet our sisterhood across all lines, and it makes us stronger. And I love that Mary emphasized that there were so many practical tips to take home to your team. And also the encouragement that every leader that spoke had gone through great adversity, and that you learn the skills, you push through that adversity. Life's going to happen. We all know that. And to let your passion shine through. That was a great ending line there. So thank you, Mary. Meg, I see you in the corner there. Could you come on and share a few things?
Yes, and I just want to preface with, I have paint on my hands. I'm moving today into my new house. So I'm a little.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's huge for me. And Young Living is a big part of why I got my own house. But anyway, the network marketing, the Women's Most Powerful Network Marketing event was, I didn't really know what to expect. I was blown away. There are two things that stuck with me the most, and what everyone said absolutely rang true for me for so many reasons. Someone said, imagine better. And that was huge, because I think we forget, as we're coming in, we don't want to get too caught up with, oh my gosh, how many people on your team later? But to imagine better, and then we have a target we're going for, that was really important to me. Another thing, again, in addition to what everyone already said, is it astounded me how many people, the women that have really stuck with it and they've built a team, how they're impacting the world, how they're helping people that didn't have confidence to grow confidence, how they're helping people become better people. So there was a room of, how many people was it, like 5,000 there? And of course, we know there's millions or billions in network marketing. And all of us have the potential to help people become more confident, self-reliant, independent. That floored me, because my main focus in this lifetime has been to serve. How can I help people love their life? Which is one of the reasons I love Gary. And that same thing rang true with every single one of those leaders. It was, we're not just up here making money. We're helping change the world. We're helping people love themselves and realizing how to be good people. And that was huge. So I came back and started a leadership series on really working on those fundamental skills of boundaries and self-respect and confidence. Because man, to see those women that have been through so much hardship get up there and tell their story and look at how many people they've impacted. I just think we could change the world with this business, and people will walk away feeling like they like themselves. So that was huge to me.
That is beautiful, Megan. Thank you for bringing in that other dynamic to what we do. And I love, and this is, I tell you, I'm not just saying diamond characteristics to be saying that. By you starting that leadership series as a result of that, that's a diamond activity. Thank you so much. And I love that you element, you blended your vision that it's always been on your heart to help women to be self-reliant and confident. And now you've brought that in with the business. That's so beautiful, because we do have that opportunity for impacting and building confidence. And I love that you said, and even better people, because that's one of the key things I think too, for myself as a result of Young Living. I'm always pressing myself to be better. And we can't be perfect, right? But we can always be better each day. And it's okay that we make mistakes, as long as we're always wanting to learn from that and be better. Wow, Meg, I love that.
Thank you.
Yes,
I loved it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I loved it. I'm going to go back, and I'm bringing as many people that will come with me, because it's a phenomenal event. It's phenomenal.
Oh, super, super.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited. I wrote to Marina and I said, I've heard that said a couple of times here, imagine better. If you remember on the old entrepreneurial guidebook, I always had the question to say to yourself, can you imagine? And I also use the question, wouldn't it be amazing? And that's kind of the same thing as we want to, can you imagine if all 282 of our team actually goes? Can you imagine the energy and the power in that? And so I love that so many of you are committed. And I said to Marina Wari, I said, wouldn't it be amazing? And can you imagine goal is that we have over 300 entrepreneurials there next year. So I hope you all can join me in that goal.
Can I add one more thing, Connie?
Absolutely.
Since I came back, because you wrote this phenomenal Entrepreneur's Guidebook, and as a team, we used to do it. So we'd have our weekly meetings and we were following it. And then time went on and we all just got busy and it fell away. Well, since I came back, Kathleen, my sister, who's also my upline, she and I have started bringing that out of the closet again. You guys, if you're not using that Entrepreneur Guidebook, it tells us everything we need to know. So it's a phenomenal book. So I'm blessed to start using it again. So thank you. It's a great book.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to hear from people that are fairly new to the business and maybe you had some doubts and that before you went. I would just love to hear anyone who volunteers. I see Jill raising her hand. I would love to hear from you, Jill.
I'm very new, and when Angela suggested I go, I thought she was crazy because I literally had just started the business. And I can honestly say, and I still feel it, so uplifted and inspired. This was one of the best things that I've done. The Imagine Better, yes, I have that also written on every page of my book. When they brought up mindset, I was blown away because I think that is my biggest obstacle is my mindset, my limiting beliefs. I honestly feel like it changed my life. Now I'm still a distributor, but I've had 2 people sign up since, we've been there. And one thing somebody said is have an attitude of whatever it takes. So I've got my vision. There's many things I have. I have a vision. I have a certain goal. And, there's certain times where I'm like, I really should probably reach out to someone today, but I feel weird. And then I'm like, nope, whatever it takes. Like if I say that to myself, whatever it takes, just do it. Even if you feel stupid, even if they say no, or even if you don't get a response or a reaction, do whatever it takes, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. So that was huge for me because I think they say once you have that vision, your mind kind of flips. Because you have that burning desire. Your mind just somehow flips like, I am going to do whatever it takes. It might take me longer than, somebody else. But if I really want it, I have to do whatever it takes. So that's how I'm getting past like little things when I just feel like, because I'm a very self-conscious person. I didn't have strong self-confidence. I had the message of we can't afford that growing up all the time. And hearing these women and hearing your story, Connie, about, I made $50,000 a year as a teacher and, that's it. And, we're going to have a rough Christmas this year because I think your dad's going to be laid off. That's the message I grew up with. And hearing these women, like, you don't have to have that message if you visualize a different message and you start showing yourself actions toward the message. That's another thing I got out of that was saying, you have to take action. Like I'm a big reader, so I'm like reading all these books right now, but I'm like, Jill, you need to do something about it. They're very inspiring. Like, you're a badass and The Big Leap and Think and Grow Rich for Women. They're like, I recommend those so highly. Even if you haven't gone to the convention, these books too, they're like mirroring what they told us about mindset and sending out a different vibe and frequency. And one of the things I wrote down was if I raise my certainty in myself, I will also raise the amount of action I'm taking too. So I thought that was interesting. And then what kinds of thoughts are you going to choose? So I feel like since I've been there, my thoughts have changed so much. I'm trying to reframe them. If I get back into negative or doubts, reframe them. Choose a different thought.
Wow, Jill, that was powerful. Diamond Rising. I'm going to christen you Diamond Rising.
Yeah.
So powerful.
It was awesome.
I love that. The takeaways. I love that you said your self-talk, whatever it takes. And what I noticed, you said you're catching yourself. No, stop.
Yep.
If you want it, whatever it takes.
Yep.
And then what kind of thoughts do you choose? So powerful, Jill. Wow. High five. High five. That is.
I'm so glad I was invited, and I'm so glad I went. I feel like a different person, literally. I just literally, I do.
Well, I can feel it, and I can see it in the way you hold yourself and the way your power is just coming through your voice. Very powerful. And it goes back to what Leslie was talking about. 55% is body language and 35% tenacity. Holy cow. Can you all see that in her? That is a Diamond Rising. Do whatever it takes. That is wow. Just come on, just unmute yourself and start talking if you feel like you would like to say something. A newer leader who went and you feel that that was a...
Connie?
Yes.
This is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. So one of the things that I really took away was do it scared, but do it anyway. I actually was very scared to even go to the event, but you kind of said it would be life-changing, and I said, okay, I will go, and I did, and I'm with Jill. It was life-changing for more than just the business, but the things that it does inside of you. One of the things I've talked about this with many people is if I can't do it perfect, I have a hard time doing it, or if my house isn't perfect, if anything isn't perfect. And one of the things that I wrote down is imperfect action instead of perfect hesitation. And I've really been trying to do this, and they said, talk to people that you would be mad if someone else talked to them first. And you went, oh, I didn't talk to them because I was scared. And I did the same thing as Jill did. Oh, I don't want to text them, or oh, I don't want to talk to them because they're going to say no, or I'm nervous. And I talked to 2 people actually this last weekend, never in a million years, people that I would have normally talked to. And they did sign up. And if you're not scared, you're not growing, is one of the things that Connie had told me. And every person that was up there are these $1 million earners. And that's what they said is, I'm not the same person I was, not because of the money, not because of where I'm at in my business, but because of the person I've grown to be through what I've been doing. And I think it's amazing the people that you're surrounding yourself with when you're there. And one of the other things they said is surround yourself with smarter people than yourself. And it's not just the people that were up on stage. It was the people you're sitting next to that may even be from a different company. It's the people that you just see the passion, and it just makes you like the whole room is vibrating, and it's awesome. And I came back and I want to go to every event around me, every event that's far away, near me, and inviting people everywhere. And it is probably one of the coolest things I've been to.
Oh, super, Sarah. I love, can you repeat what you said? You said, let's see, imperfect action versus
instead of perfect hesitation.
That's a great motto for us to all write down, because so oftentimes we hesitate because we think we have to know it all, or we think we have to have it all perfect. And I love that, imperfect action versus perfect hesitation. I also love that you repeated, if you're not scared, you're not growing. I think that's always been a strong motto of mine to keep me going too, because we always want to do it scared. And so thank you. And I love that you said the whole room was vibrating. And I don't know if Lindy's still on here, but Lindy's always talking about the feeling, the energy, the vibration, and you really could feel that vibration in the room. So beautiful. Let's is let's take a couple more here. There is so much great insight here, isn't there? So I love this. Laura, I see you waving your hand. Just unmute. Yes.
Yeah. I just want to say that going to this event catapulted me to another level of effort.
Ooh.
So what I mean by that is, I always get so excited. I've had so many no's, no. And so many parties that I would put together or classes, and there would be no shows. And I came back from this saying, well, you know what? I don't care. If they keep saying no, it doesn't matter. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep doing. And I'm going to keep moving forward. So this month I did sign someone up. And then I had another event scheduled. All 3 of them canceled. And I still have that tenacity and that will to say, I'm still going to push through. I'm still going to learn, and I'm still going to achieve the goals that I've set for myself. And the other thing that I took away from this event was all the wonderful women that I met and have become friends with. I didn't have that before I went. So that was a plus for me as well. So I really strive to keep doing these events as I can. So it was just a wonderful experience.
So beautiful, Laura. I love, first of all, I love your authenticity and your honesty. And just so our audience knows, you are this brilliant, strong corporate woman who now is coming into the network marketing world. And I love, because I love that you said, I have the tenacity, because I always use the example when I was a student teacher. I came in, okay, you get all this education, and I came into the classroom and I couldn't manage it. I fell apart. I went home crying. Nobody would listen to me. And I had to learn these little, they weren't even teachable skills. It was just kind of the way you managed a classroom and how you went about with the students. And then I learned to be a good teacher. And then as you get more experience, you learn to be a great teacher. Now, not that I wasn't this awesome person or I could do things. I, worked other jobs and I was excellent at them. But you come into a different world and it's different. You have a different journey now. And I loved your authenticity of doing that and your tenacity. Because remember that Australian woman that was up there and she told us how many no's she had? Right away when you said that, you're living her story, and now she's $1 million earner. And that's because she had the tenacity to keep kind of adjusting herself, because it's a different type of business, a different type of mode of operation. And so I think I look at you and I just go, wow. And so I know with that tenacity and your dedication to learning and changing, you are going to be one of those amazing, strong leaders because of your journey. So well said. I'm going to bless you with diamond dusting.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, you are, you have that inner spirit.
Can I add to what Laura said about the no's?
Yes, Jill.
I wrote down that they said don't get attached to the no's, which is huge for me. That was also like changing, but they just said it's called next opportunity.
Oh, awesome.
So when you get no's, just say, next opportunity, next person, next time, so that kind of made things a little better by saying next opportunity instead of no meaning something so negative.
Powerful, Jill. Thank you. That's spot on. Chrissy.
Hey, listen, real quick, I just wanted to throw out, in February when you mentioned that you were going to be speaking, which, whoa, yay, wonderful. You had asked for some basically information. I was all excited. But so I'm just going to paraphrase. I had found what I had written to you, and I was so excited about Most Powerful Women. I basically was a consumer until I went last year, when Leslie had asked me. I was really very excited, but I was freaked out, inspired. And what I had written to you, that I was driven after those 3 days, that immediately went and signed on instead of just being a consumer. But I committed right away the next day when you had gone there. It took me a little bit of time to grow. I'm sort of up and down right now. But to go into that was like, I was very intimidated. When I walked out, it was a completely different thing. And I've heard a few people today mention what it's like.
Yeah.
The events to me are the most amazing thing. And I think our team has grown amazingly since the time I went to it last year. I was only this little consumer. I did attend again this year, but last year when I went, the atmosphere in that room was something that I've never in my life felt before. And I wrote this to you: the commitment, the passion of the people that are there, the sharing that you get, not just from the speakers, but the people around you, the camaraderie that you actually feel is so amazing. I loved actually by the end of those 3 days last year being in that room. So the minute I was able to attend and go again this year and have more of, our team there was so exciting for me. So, and then to actually be there with your team and everybody and to see the amount of us that came compared to last year when I was there was such an experience. So I really feel like you speak all the time that going to these events is so empowering. And I think the people that went with us, at least in Leslie's downline, that weren't there last year, it was amazing. It was just the feeling that you get. And I do want to give a shout out to Leslie for getting all of us there to be such a better team and work on everything we're doing together. So.
Beautifully said, Chrissy. And I remember how touching that was to hear you say that. And I do love how, I love that you said the camaraderie that's developed when you attend events together and recognizing your upline for bringing you together and the power that that brings to you. So I actually think that's a great stopping point, because Chrissy's point there segues right into our goal. And I want you to think of 2 people on your team. And if you're brand new, just put number 1, 2, 3 and leave them blank, but be intentional of who's going to fill those spaces. And I want you to think about your own team. Who are the diamond rising? Who do you want to raise up to the next level? And so write those 2 people down. And that's your intentional goal now, is to help those people rise. And I better watch the word help. You're going to equip. That's what I mean by help, not help them. You're going to equip them to get to that next level. You're going to empower them. And I'm going to take a statement that Leslie told me. She committed to 5 tickets on her own, and she said to her team, these are not for you. You all went, you all have to get your own tickets now, and you're going to get your own leaders coming. And she, again, empowered them to be the leader of their own team. So that's what I want to share with you now. Get your tickets. Who are you going to bring to that event with you? Who are the people that you want to raise up? And we call that diamond rising. And so put your energy and effort into that. It can be 2, 3, however you do that, but you want to do that. And as I end here, I want to share that the tickets for the Most Powerful Women, I purchased the 100 pack, and as you all know, that's a huge investment. And I opened it up for the May to see if some leaders could commit early so that I could get the other 100. And I want you to know our leaders stepped up, and I want to send out gratitude to you and empowerment and blessings on your growing diamond business, because we were able to do that. And now I will be investing in the next 100, moving us to our goal of 300 entrepreneurs getting to that event. And so thank you for that. Our next section will be at the end of August. We'll have the next 100 sold, so be ready for that. And although we can invoice you at any time, just send that to the entrepreneur email. And we can send you that as soon as you're ready, but we want to send the next round at the end of August so that I can get the third grouping of 100. Talk about imagine better. Can you imagine having 300 entrepreneurs there? You have that community spirit. You will have that empowerment. You will be equipped with skills, and that you will experience the silver bullet actions of that event. So I want to thank you all for sharing your takeaways of this event. And I want to thank you for the privilege of standing arm in arm with you. I can't remember who said it, but you surround yourself with people that are smarter and better and more amazing than you are. And I just want to say you guys are it. And it's a real privilege to be in this journey with you. So love you guys. I thank you for being on here today. And I did have this recorded, so I will try and get that up when I head home. But blessings to all of you.
Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Connie.
Investing on you all. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.